The second question, which is a choice in the research design, is your study aim. What is the aim of your research? And there you can simply think about describing, explaining, and prescribing. Aren't they familiar or related to something that we discussed in lecture 2? Research gaps, yes. Empirical gaps are more about description. Theoretical gaps are more about explanations. Practical gaps are more about prescriptions. Sometimes in your research, you say that I don't want to get into the explanation. I don't want to get into why things happen. I just want to actually understand the state of the fact, pure descriptive. You may say, no, I want to also get to the explanation. Then the design of your research should be very different and is very different. And if you say from the very beginning, I'm after a prescription type of research, then many things about your research design is different. We will see how in the coming lectures 5, 6, and 7. So, another example. What is the aim of study? Description, explanation, or prescription? Yeah, it's less prescriptive because it's after offering a solution, something that is effective, that is improving, that is enhancing. But again, we discussed these points that sometimes, or not more than sometimes, very often when we write the first version of our research question, it looks like more prescriptive. But when we dig deeper and we make it into a research question, it looks like more as a kind of explanation. How can you rewrite this question to become a more explanatory as the aim? So I think we are thinking about finding a way to get into the explanations. So if I say that this is the data scientists and this is the data-driven decision making, and this is the actually arrow in between, if the research question wants to be more explanatory, there should be a question that asks for unpacking this arrow. What are the mechanisms, for instance, that make data scientists impacting or contributing to the data-driven decision-making? What is the unit of analysis there, by the way? My suggestion is that when you talk about the impacting relation, then you can focus on some particular mechanisms. Sometimes these mechanisms can be structural mechanisms, can be motivational mechanisms, can be collaboration mechanisms, can be coordination mechanisms, can be promotional mechanisms. I mean, depending on the type of mechanisms, then you can focus on certain literature. I think on that sense, you can sort of think about different theories / explanations that they can explain this relation, and then try to choose one or a couple of them. I think that would be perhaps for the narrowing down. It's a very common setup. A impacts B. What is the unit of analysis? Is monkey in the A or is monkey in the B? Well, you can rephrase it, say, how do data scientists contribute to the data-driven decision-making process? But that's a good sign, because normally when we put the word first, we think that that's the main subject. I think something here you have as data-driven decision-making initiatives, projects, instances. And for each of them, there might be one data scientist involved, there might be 10 or whatever. This is not a rule, this is generally a heuristic. When you have this kind of setup, not always, but very often the dependent variable is closer to be your monkey, because that's the focal thing you want to know about. Again, it's not the rule. Okay,